Guys, stick around for the very first episode of Entertainment Everything, where we're going to be discussing speculation and construction updates for the Not Scary Farm 2019 season, as well as we're going to be talking about some potentially new mazes for 2019. Really exciting stuff, guys. Stick around right after this. The following contains spoilers on Knott's Scary Farm. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my new show, Entertainment Everything. This is my first episode. I am your host, Will Collins, and welcome to my show. This is my very first episode where I'm going to be covering everything from conventions, haunts, theme parks, movies, things that are coming out, things with my life. I am an actor, so I do a lot of musicals and plays. I've even directed a few shows myself. So I'm always going to be talking about those experiences, maybe giving the reviews on the shows that I'm in. And yeah, I love theme parks. A little something you should know about me. My home park is Knott's Berry Farm, so you're going to hear me talking a lot about that, especially Knott's Scary Farm, which is definitely one of my favorite things ever. And speaking of Knott's Scary Farm, I thought that would be a great way to do my very first video of Entertainment Everything. So my very first video, so I've been contemplating doing this show, but I just thought there should be more people talking about these kinds of things, and yeah, so let's get to it. A few little things you guys should know about me first is that I have ADHD, and so that means that I stutter and trip over my words a lot. That's just relating to these videos, and I do have tics, so if you see me winking or doing something like that, hope I don't annoy you guys, but that's just what it is. Yeah, so let's get started. So I am super excited for the Not Scary Farm 2019 season. This is that good part where we're before Midsummer Scream, and you're getting all the construction starting. It's starting at Halloween Horror Nights too, and you just get really excited because this is the point where, because during October and September, Halloween's already here, and you already have everything, but this is the months leading up are the most exciting because you're guessing everything and you're getting little things announced along the way. Horror Nights, they start announcing things in March. They announced the first Stranger Things, they announced the Stranger Things maze in March or April. So we're going to be talking about Knott's Scary Farm predictions, as well as some rumors and how construction's going on right now, from what I've seen online. I am currently in Arizona right now for summer vacation, visiting family, so this is not my house. I know it looks a lot better than my house, but yeah, so I'm in Arizona right now. I'm gonna be here for the next week, couple more days. Yeah, and a lot of people call Florida the Sunshine State. If you've ever been to Arizona or you live in Arizona, you know that Arizona is the true Sunshine State. Florida does not get nearly enough heat to be the Sunshine State. Enough of that. Let's get to Knott's Scary Farm. So we're going to start out with the easiest part, probably. And before I get started, I just want to make a little disclaimer. Everything that I'm going to say, they are all rumors. Well, I'm going to be saying things, I'm going to be showing pictures of construction and all that, but everything that I'm saying is just speculation. Nothing is confirmed until Knott has said so. So if I've heard a rumor, I'm gonna say it, but it's just a rumor. Nothing is ever confirmed until Knott's confirms it, or I might not even say it. It's just if I feel like it. So yeah, here we go. So I'm gonna start with the easiest thing first, to get this over with. Scare zones. Ghost Town Streets is a classic. The day that Knott gets rid of that is the day that the world explodes. Ghost Town Streets is amazing. I did see a little bit of a lack in fog last year in 2018 compared to the other years, so I did think that was kind of weird. I hope they fix that this year. It could have been just the nights I was there, but besides that, I know there's gonna be new characters. There's new characters in Ghost Town every year. But yeah, besides that, that's pretty much it for Ghost Town. Let's talk about Carnival. Honestly, I do think that Carnival is, like, Ghost Town is flawless. They could just keep it exactly how it was last year. I have no problem with it. Carnival, it's not going to happen. I am very positive it's not going to happen, at least this year. But they shouldn't do Carnival anymore. And I understand it, or if they do, they really need to step it up. Like, Carnival, it just doesn't have... It's not scary. The atmosphere isn't scary enough. Like, I understand it's the boardwalk and it's supposed to be all lit up, but there was also a big lack of actors last year, and it kind of felt like an afterthought. So, if they could do, like, just thoughts of what they could possibly do with that area is, just putting in different, making it more bigger with a lot more going on, adding a story to it. Putting in, like, maybe, like, little sideshow acts where they'd have one guy, like a sword swallower or contortionist or something like that, more than just clowns walking around and scaring people. If they did get the chance to, I'll say this a lot, if I was doing something there. And then there's probably problems with, like, logistics and whatnot, but just from what I know, I'd put, like, a new scare zone there and try to figure out a way to do that with, like, to lower the light and all that, because it's pretty bright over there. And personally, I don't have a fear of clowns. I know a lot of people do. It's not necessarily a fear. I mean, like, yeah, they could be creepy if I'm stuck in, I'm not necessarily scared of clowns. If someone wants to kill me, that I'm scared of that, not necessarily the clown aspect of it. Yeah. So, Carnival, it's gonna come back this year. But, if it didn't, that would be awesome, but, I don't want to get my hopes up, and I think it's not going to be. And by the way, since this is my first Entertainment Everything episode, I just want to warn you guys, I do go on, like, rants and ramble along sometimes, so I hope you guys don't, hope you guys like that. So Carnival, okay, so then Fiesta Village is very hard because they have Awaken the Dead, and that was a dance party. Fiesta Village has always been, for as long as it was a scare zone, and it was a dance party, and there was a dance party and a scare zone, and then it was just a scare zone for a couple of years, and that didn't really work out, so now it's just a dance party. And, it's hard to do something not with the theme of the area because it's so... which is a good thing for Knott's Berry Farm. Fiesta Village is themed to to Mexican, California stuff. So, but it's hard to put something that's not Mexican, Fiesta themed. Fiesta de los Muertos is the scare zone that was there the last couple of years. And then this last year, 2018, it was Awaken the Dead dance party, which the nights I was there, it's a dance party, and, that's not my thing. It might be someone else's thing, especially when I'm at Scary Farm. That's no bueno. I'm not gonna do it. I don't know if I used that Spanish word right. I don't know. But if it might return this year, I really am not sure. I'll talk about this more later. And then next one is the Hollow. The Hollow was by far was my second favorite scare zone last year. I think the Hollow, they did phenomenal with it. All the characters were great. The storyline they had in there, kind of like Ghost Town Alive, was awesome. And I really hope they try to up themselves this year. If it was the same thing as last year, I'd be really happy. Hollow, no reason for it not to come back. And then we're gonna get to the tricky one. So Forsaken Lake was a kind of advertised as like a big deal last year. There was a lot of hype surrounding it. They had the really, oh, I love that the trailer that they made that they released at Midsummer Scream, and then they had the whole opening to the announcement event, which was the Forsaken. Like they made a whole their whole version of the Her song. If you haven't seen it, it's phenomenal. And then now, so they put it on Mission Row. If you're not aware of what Mission Row is, it's that it's there's the lake under Silver Bullet, and there's a little pathway along that Mission Row. They have different missions, which are like little exhibits of California, or not necessarily California history, but mostly California history. And they're called missions, and that's why it's called Mission Row. And so they had a scare zone there. So the scare zone last year was new, called Forsaken Lake. And I personally didn't think it was very good. They could have done some things that would... obviously there's different logistics with the like, I wish they could have put something in the lake, but there's obviously, B&M probably... There's probably some restrictions based on what they can do because Silver Bullet's helix goes so close to the lake. Also, there was just some things. It's such a small area. What they did in it was great. I'm not sure how it could be. Like the Hollow, its first, in its infancy, I guess you could say, it was not very good. But then over the years, it started to, like this last year, it was phenomenal. Like I said, right up there with Ghost Town. So originally, earlier in like March and April, my thing was, okay, well, they're just instantly thinking, okay, they're going to keep Forsaken Lake because it's a new scare zone and all that. Even if something fails really badly, it's not likely they're going to take it out. But scare zones are a lot, they invest a lot less money in scare zones, I'm assuming, for like set decorating and all that. The costumes were wonderful, by the way. And again, not anything that I'm saying does not go, is not supposed to be taken by offense by any of the people who created them or any of the scare actors. It's everything's phenomenal at Scary Farm. I am not in any way, shape, or form trying to like knock you guys down or anything like that. I love what you guys do. It is, hopefully I'm gonna be able to work there one day. But yeah, back to what I was saying. I heard that Forsaken Lake recently was a logistical nightmare, and that the higher ups cut it. Now this is just rumors. There was a rumor going around about a particular theme to the scare zone that would be in Mission Row this next year. So they would keep the location, but Forsaken Lake will not be a thing next year, according to this rumor. There's a possibility that, spoilers, there's a possibility that it might become a scare zone called Gremlins Grotto. That's all I've heard. It sounds interesting. That sounds like it could work there, like Gremlins as in the movie. Not the actual property, just Gremlins in general, because Knott doesn't do IPs. Just a rumor, people throwing things around. But yeah, if we saw Forsaken Lake go, I would... It depends where they could have taken it. I honestly don't think, like, knowing Knott's in that whole area, I don't think it's that easy to maintain, and it does sound like, and from being there, it does sound like a mess. And so if they do take it out, great. If they don't, that's great too. Alright, moving on to, let's do shows. So hanging, again, just like Ghost Town, the day that they take away hanging is the day that the earth explodes. So a quick thing real quick before we move on. It has been confirmed by Knott's. I'm going to say a few things that have been confirmed by Knott's, because Halloween Horror Nights, like you guys know, they start their things all the way in March. Knott's, they do, they barely, their first post from this year was 2 weeks ago. But I'm going to pause real quick and say a few things that Knott's has confirmed. first, their Scary Farm panel will be at Midsummer Scream, August 4th at 5 to 6. I will be there, and I will talk about it, and I'm very excited. The day before, I'm going to get back from here, so unfortunately I'm not going to be able to go to Midsummer Scream on Saturday, but I will be able to go to the panel. And Jeff Tucker will be moderating. A guy named John Asprin, who's a designer, and John Cook. They're going to be I don't know where that came from, but apparently John Cook's involved this year, and that's awesome. Like, I heard that he kind of left because, about his, he went on to make his own things with Plague Productions and all that, and he left. He went to Queen Mary's Dark Harbor. He left Scary Farm, and he just stayed there as a consultant. But apparently he's getting a little more involved this year, so I'm excited. Anything that John does, it's gonna be a success. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. Hey guys, it's Will. Quick update. I'm sorry I'm interrupting your regularly scheduled programming. I have an update for you guys. So the speakers, I said in the video that the speakers were John Asprin, Jeff Tucker, and John Cook. There's been a change. There's actually more people. The speakers are John Cook, John Asprin, Dan, I don't know how to pronounce that, audio designer, Eric, who is a live entertainment producer, and then Ken Parks, the vice president, the VP of entertainment at Knott's Berry Farm. Also, just a quick thing, the Scary Farm presentation, it's on the Midsummer Scream website. Alright, back to your regularly scheduled programming. Yeah, they confirmed that they are going to be talking about some new scenes and new scares coming there. They also did a Q&A on Twitter where you could put questions on there and they can be answered. I made a fake Twitter account called I Love Scary Farm, and the name is Jonathan. So if you guys see that on the Q&A, that's me. You can ask questions and they'll answer them at Midsummer Scream. They also confirmed that at Midsummer Scream they're going to announce the announcement event, which is always a lot of fun, and I will be going to that. And they also announced on their, well, not like publicly, it was very subtle, on their website, I'll be showing a few pictures of it now. They showed the thrill rides that will be pretty much the same thing every year that will be at the park this year for Scary Farm. This website shows that there are 9 mazes this year. They all have coming soon question marks on them, and throughout the weeks when they're releasing, the coming soons will become just like they did last year. The mazes. They confirmed 3 shows, just like last year, and 4 scare zones, just like last year. So that means that Forsaken Lake is the Mission Row location is definitely not going away. And 6 experiences, just like last year. Now, no, I think there might have been less last year. I do know, so these experiences, they got me excited when they said that last year. This is what they were last year, just so you guys get an idea. It was the Halloween Hootenanny, which, by the way, we'll get to that later. The art show, Tribute Into the Fog, the VR experience, Time Zombies, the buffet, which is there every year again. There was something else, and I forgot it. But yeah, so yeah. All right, back to what I was gonna say. So those are all confirmed. Pretty much the same thing as usual. So the shows, yeah, hanging, definitely. I will do predictions later on later Scary Farm updates on who I think they're gonna hang. Last year I was very like, okay, it's gonna be Logan Paul, and it was. This year, I'll have to look, like, in pop culture and whatnot. Yeah, moving on. Last year, so Hacks, I personally love Hacks. I think it was a great show. The problem being with the show was that, now I personally love hacks because I am an actor, and in theater we do these improvisational games that they were doing, so I was really familiar with them and they made me laugh. But the problem is, Schultz Theater is a big theater. Like, it has tops like 1,000 seats, or 2,000, I've heard. Thanks for watching my video. Like what you see, hit subscribe and click the bell icon to be notified when I post a new video. Also, like and share with your friends. And don't be afraid to comment and tell me what you like about my videos, and if you have any feedback. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Alright, well, now back to your regularly scheduled programming with, well, me. If you look at videos online, and if you went to the Hacks show, they barely got a crowd. Hacks is meant for a more intimate setting, and Charles Schultz Theater is not. And there's supposed to be a lot of audience participation, and unfortunately, it wasn't the right setting for it. Birdcage, on the other hand, hosted the Conjures Magic and Mirth show last year, which unfortunately I didn't get to see. I feel like that show would have done better. They could have made it a lot, like a magic show, a lot bigger and broader. Maybe do multiple acts in the Charles M. Schultz Theater and put Hacks in the Birdcage. While back before they had Elvira, like in 2008, 2007, they had Hacks, and that was in the Birdcage Theater. So, this year, I hope that something big comes to the Charles Schultz Theater. I think after Elvira, it was like, okay, Elvira's there. Elvira was perfect for the Schultz Theater. And the next year was like, because you have Hacks, and it was just weird in that setting of the big theater versus the, and I'm not saying the show's bad. The show's great. Like I said, I love the show. But, yeah, that was, so, Knott's promised bringing back a full lineup. With 3 shows, I don't think they're gonna have any more than they did. Well, I think it's gonna be pretty much the same as last year. If they had it, I'm kind of stuck here because it could be pretty much the same as last year, but only time will tell. Alright, so next up, let's talk about the mazes and what's going on right now. So, buckle in, guys. Let's do this thing. Okay, so first up, we're gonna go just around the park, just whatever I can think of. Alright, let's go. First thing, Trick or Treat Lights Out location. Trick or Treat Lights Out is no more. No mas. No, not, it's gone. It's, unless this facade is Trick or Treat, like a different iteration of Trick or Treat, it's gone. Trick or Treat, it had its time. If you go on Ghost Rider, I saw this myself. I saw this even like before the facade was put up. They had the door open, and there was they were building stuff. They had wood, and I could kind of see inside, and I could tell, like, if you've been inside, the first room in Trick or Treat is actually pretty tall. That was not Trick or Treat. And then when you go there, I'll put up a picture now. There was, if you go on Ghost Rider, you can see there is a facade of a rustic looking house. You can tell it's a house because there's windows on the sides, and then it has a devil's head, and then a blank marquee. Smart, they didn't put the name. I'm assuming it'll have the name or the name of the place that it's taking place in, and the entrance below. I like the look of it. I'm happy Trick or Treat is going. It's lived its time. I'm pretty sure this just confirms that it's going away. I'm really excited to see what this is. I can imagine what it could possibly be, some sort of a hell house. That's what people have been saying. A hell house is a house that satanic things are going on inside of it. It kind of gives me the feel of the Black Magic facade for some reason, like an old abandoned theater, but then like there's like windows on it, so it's kind of, I don't think it's a theater. There's a marquee, so I'm excited though. Someone told me it has some, if you guys know what this is, I barely bothered to look it up, something about Dante's Inferno. It said it's loosely based off of that. Someone said that. I don't know what that is. If you guys can tell me, that would be cool. Yeah, so I don't know what designer could possibly be, but yeah, so buy Trick or Treat. Yeah. The Depths is there's I'm really excited for that to come back. There was a rumor where someone said that the flashlight technology from Trick or Treat will be moved into the Depths, and I would not want that to happen because the Depths is amazing as it is. This year, there's always this, now Knott's always does this thing where they change up certain things in a maze to make it different from the last year. But I honestly don't see any, at least this year, I wouldn't change anything. I mean, like, besides minor things that people don't even notice, like a new room or anything, I don't think it's gonna happen. If it does, cool. If it doesn't, there's a little potential for something like that, but I think, Depths last year was fantastic. That versus Dark Entities, definitely the dominant one. Yeah, so, the saying, don't fix what ain't broken, yeah, just like Dark Ride last year, which we'll get to that in a moment. And then, okay, so then we go to Paranormal. I believe that it's not going away this year. This will be most likely as last year, with all the money that they with the ending that they invested last year, which I loved compared to the old ending, which I didn't like. I don't see it. I really don't see them taking it away this year. Oh, by the way, just so you guys know, from what we can see, the facade is still up. It's still painted, but for Paranormal, it's kind of hard to see back there. Next time I go to Knott's, I'll make sure to get pictures for you guys. I'll definitely be going before the announcement event. I will be going before the announcement event. Probably some mazes will be announced by then. Returning mazes they've not confirmed that some returning things will be announced at Midsummer Scream. But yeah. So by the way, the entrance for the Depths, I completely forgot about this. The entrance for the Depths and the Lighthouse are there. So yes, it is 100% coming back. Paranormal, the facade. There was a rumor that the flashlight, and at the end of last year, this did seem pretty reasonable, that the flashlight technology from Trick or Treat would be going into Paranormal, because it was confirmed by an actor of the original 2015 Paranormal that was the original concept for the maze. Right now, I don't think it needs that. I honestly don't. I could definitely see them doing that, but I don't think it needs it anymore. I just don't. It didn't need it in the first place. It doesn't need it now. If they could change up, I honestly, realistically, I don't think they're going to change up that much in it. Like, the first room, it's kind of getting a little old. They had to shorten it. Like, with all the pre-show sequences, they always have to shorten it. So it's a lot. It was, if you look at POVs from this year, from 2018 versus 2015, the pre-show is at least 45 seconds, a minute longer. In 2015, 2018 is just straight to the point. So yeah. If the flashlights come in, good. If they don't, good. It's probably coming back this year. And if so, this is probably its last year. That's the only one I'm going to say is probably its last year, because, 2020 Scary Farm is going to get me pretty stressed out. Yeah, for predictions. That's later. So Dark Entities was another new maze for last year, along with the Depths. they're not going to get rid of it, unless... I've heard from some people that it's completely scrapped on the inside. I doubt that the concept is not... I'm pretty sure the concept is still coming back, unless it was... I didn't think it was very good last year. I'm pretty sure the concept is coming back last year. I heard a rumor and some speculation that it's going to be drastically changed this year. So it's almost even a completely different maze. So, 2 thumbs up for me if that happens. It's probably coming back. The idea is probably coming back. Okay. Just a little thing, if you guys aren't aware, Knott's has a history of, if you look at their things, of normally giving us 3 new things every year, and 2 new mazes. They have really barely, in the last 10 years, have given us any less than that. 2 new mazes and 2 leaving, mostly 2 leaving, or it's 1, unless there's a change in the number of mazes, a fluctuation. I don't know, I said that, sorry. The other maze that I would like to see bye-bye is Red Barn. I have 0 sympathy for this maze. The good thing of Red Barn is that it was intense. Intense as in, the music was pretty, the scares, I think they did a pretty good job. I got startled in it a bunch. It's kind of, when you get on edge, in it, I think, with the history that Wilderness Dance Hall has, it's definitely, it's kind of like an insult to the location with, Doll Factory, Pinocchio Unstrung. It's definitely, bye. I was ready for it to go bye-bye last year, but it's done. And if that isn't enough reasoning for it to go, look at this little picture I got. That ain't Red Barn, guys. That's not, but I'm excited because I want Wilderness Dance Hall to have a great maze, and I really hope it does this year. I am excited. That is not Red Barn. That is not Red Barn. It looks big, it looks grand. That's at the back, but between Pony Express and Red Barn, where they had the chainsaw finale last year, which, by the way, I never got any chainsaws when I was going in there. There was no, you could hear, for some reason, one time, I heard a chainsaw, but there was no guy around. So, bye, Red Barn. Next is Infected. Okay, so there's a lot of points I need to go over here. So first of all, last year when they said they had a new reconfigured finale, it was barely different from the year before. I really don't know what they changed. Second, I don't think, normally they do 2 mazes going away. I think it's going to be Trick or Treat and Red Barn, and I don't think that they're going to do Infected, but then I think they're going to do it for 1 more year, but then there are some things that I start second guessing myself with. 3, I feel like if it does come back this year, it's going to feel a little okay, it's here again, and we're going, and it's been here for forever, and can we just see something else there? It does great. If you've been there, that and Trick or Treat were always the longest lines, so I mean, they're doing something right. And then the other thing, there's 2 other things. Now, the first one, Mystery Lodge is down. That is for... The Knott said that it's coming back. I'm pretty sure. I doubt that it isn't coming back. Mystery Lodge in general. They say it's closed for refurbishment. Someone told me that the projections are fixing and updating it. I totally believe that. It's a very technologically advanced show, Mystery Lodge. That's down. Some people said it has to do with Paranormal Inc. Special Ops being gone apparently. I'm not sure. People say it's been taken apart and it's in pieces in different locations around the backstage area. So I don't know. I don't think I've been following it. Like, it's hard to get a view of that space. I don't know if they typically, if in the other years they've taken it down. I'd assume. I really don't know for this one. My guess is that it's staying for this last year, but it could be combined with the Dark Entities concept. That's some speculation. It could be Dark Entities Special Ops or Special Ops Dark Entities, something like that. It could be shooting aliens this year. Next up, Shadowlands. Yeah, it. Mhm. I don't. Um. So yeah, I'll talk about what they can change later. I do think that over the years, some things have gotten kind of about Shadowlands. Last year, I got a lot of jumps, a lot of scares in that one. Definitely, the finale. They reconfigured it and made it smaller, so this will probably be its last year. One more little interruption before we switch locations. I just wanted to. I've been editing this, and I just want to make it clear. I do not mean in any way to. I hope nothing has come off as negative about the besides Dark Entities, my reaction on that. But I hope nothing has really come off about that I have like a negative impression of this event. I just thought it might have seemed like that to some people while I was editing this. I love Not Scary Farm. Not Scary Farm is like my life. So I, in no way, I did get a little caught up in like saying the things that were negative about some of the attractions, and I could go on and on and on about what's amazing about these, and I'm not sure if you guys noticed that either, but I just want to apologize or not necessarily apologize, I just want to say I love Not Scary Farm, and I'm not trying to put it down or any of the people that worked on it in any way, shape, or form. If I have some criticism to make, hey, they're always going to do amazing, and I love each and every maze. I even love Red Barn, because it's a Not Scary Farm maze. There's great things about it, and every maze has its flaws, except the depths. Depth has no flaws. All right, thanks, bye. Sorry about that, folks. I've had to momentarily switch locations. So Dark Ride, don't break, don't fix what's not broken. I don't remember. But yeah, it's coming back this year. I can see possible new scenes. I do think there were a few things last year that they kind of took away from it from the year before. I do think one thing that was interesting was significantly, like, in brightness, it was a lot darker last year. Like, I had a hard time getting around, like, seeing things. So that, like, emphasis on the dark. It was really dark last year. That's not bad. The second thing is they got rid of the old man character. If you guys remember, he was like in the first room. Now they just replaced it with this. I will say he's scary. This character he shows up a few times. It's just this. It's like a maintenance guy, a custodian or something. And he's got this mask on, and it looks generic. It's fine. And I do feel like there was significantly less actors in the finale room last year, but. It may have just been like a bad run or whatever, but yeah, Dark Ride's coming back. And it's hard to see in Boardwalk Ballroom, it's hard to see in Boardwalk Ballroom, but that's a whole conversation for another time. Halloween Hootenanny, don't see any reason for it to not come back. If there was a new theme, that'd be awesome. And then finally, Pumpkin Eater. That there's construction going up. It's definitely coming back. I could see a new scene or two. Maybe not, maybe. Yeah, so in conclusion, thank you guys. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. This is my first episode or video of entertainment and everything, so I'm really trying to see what works for me, what works, what doesn't. And now that you guys understand my opinions on everything, jeez, and I'm in a garage in Arizona, so it's hot out here. I gotta finish this up. I gotta wrap it up. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'm probably just talking to myself. There's probably no one watching this, but If you are, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to be trying out different things, and hopefully after this video, things are going to get more on track and steady. And yeah, so I really appreciate you guys watching, if you are. If not, if no one's watching, then I myself. Yeah, so, yeah, I really appreciate you guys watching. I hope you guys can subscribe if you want to. Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah, so, yeah. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.